My name's Terry Wilkinson. I'm from a company called ACO. For those of you who don't know us, we're a manufacturer of surface water management systems. Sorry, thank you. So I'm here today. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about professional development and focus on particular what we're doing at ACO in terms of the professional development and CPDs that we offer, and how we feel that's benefiting the industry and what we've learned from talking with people and getting their feedback on what they think CPD means to them and its relevance to them. So I'm going to just cover a couple of minutes on each of these. So I'll start with where are we now, and for that I'm going to look at within the industry itself where I think we are now, and then I'll talk a little bit about some of the research that we've done in terms of surveying people within the industry. And then following on from that, based on the feedback that we've had from people and their thoughts around CPD, is how we've looked to develop and adapt our CPD offering to meet the kind of requirements that people are wanting and give them the support that they need. And then I'll finish up briefly talking about building your own professional development program. So within the industry itself, and I know there's, obviously we're at a highways event, there's a lot of different disciplines within that, but I think within that we're all facing a lot of similar challenges. One of the key ones that's becoming more and more prevalent is about climate change and sustainability. There's a lot more pressure on us to develop projects and schemes that meet the sustainability requirements. Indeed, within the UK itself, earlier this year, we've made a commitment to, by 2050, I think it is, to be net zero in terms of greenhouse emissions, which is, some people say that's not soon enough, some people say it's not really manageable within that time. I think that's a debate within itself. On top of that, we've got cost pressures, so we're constantly striving to do more for less. Budgets are constantly under constraint, so how we can optimise and value engineer our schemes to meet those tight budgets and constraints that we're, say, becoming more and more prevalent. Increased urbanisation is continuing to become a big thing. I think at the start of the last century, it was something like 13% of the population lived within an urban environment. Today that's more like 50%, I think, sort of over half the population now living in urban environments. I think that's only going to change, increase as time moves on. I think it's fair to say there's within the industry there is a skills gap, training and skills, and we need to encourage and develop people within this industry. It's an exciting industry. There's lots of different diverse opportunities for people. I think we really need to somehow think about how we inspire the next generation of people to come into this, as I say, this very exciting industry. Ultimately, we're all working towards the same thing. We're all trying to develop schemes and projects, deliver them on time, on budget, make sure that they're effective and efficient and designed to last the lifespan that we've designed them to do. And understanding this helps us to create better outcomes for our clients as well. So we undertook a survey within the industry to get people's ideas and thoughts on what CPD means to them, and is the current way of doing it meeting their requirements, or how can we better support them to do that? So we asked a number of questions, and we targeted engineers, predominantly civil engineers, a number of others as well, architects, surveyors within the industry, asked them a number of questions about what they thought about CPD. This was one of the responses we got back in terms of what people believe CPD does for them and how it enhances them. As you can see, competence comes out on top to help support, while confidence, career development and change management as well, coming out not far behind. We've also got earning potential and credibility there as well. I think those directly tie into the other things as well. So people thought it was important, and as I say, competence and confidence is a big thing from that. We also asked them, are they formally required to undertake CPD, whether that be by their employer, by a professional institution such as the CIHT, and 76% of people were required to formally undertake CPD, whether that be from a professional body, their employer, or both. And within that as well, on the right there, slightly confusing when I first saw this statistic, we've got percentage of a percentage, but basically we asked people what percentage or proportion of self-directed, of CPD could be self-directed. And about half the people, or just over half the people we spoke to, said that at least 50% of CPD is something they feel could be self-directed. So we got a good feedback to say that people think CPD is important to them, but in terms of finding the time to undertake that CPD, a lot of people said it was a struggle to find the time within busy working schedules. So you can see here, we've got almost 3/4 of people asked said that they struggle to find it difficult to find time to undertake CPD. So based on this, to help meet some of these challenges, we looked at our CPD offering and what we offer to the industry and how we could develop that to meet people's requirements within those constraints. So we reviewed our CPD and thought, okay, how can we do this? How can we make it more effective for people? So one of the things we offer, traditionally have always offered, it's still important, is in-house CPD. So where we can offer training programs, we can go to companies, maybe do it at a time that suits them, a lunch and learn type scenario, or maybe fitting in a slot within their team meetings, weekly, monthly team meetings, that kind of thing. So that was one option. We've also started to develop webinars. We've got an accredited highways webinar that focuses specifically on surface water management within highways. So that's something that can be either be watched or viewed live, but also as it's recorded, people can watch and attend at their own leisure, so in a time that suits them. We also have a dedicated training facility at our offices, the ACO Academy, where we've got sort of breakout areas. We've got areas where you can sort of get hands-on with things and look at things in a practical way. Also, for things that we can offer within in-house, it gives us the chance to look at things in a bit of a broader area as well. So maybe we can look at things like health and safety, product standards and testing, and we can show how things are tested to meet certain standards and meet those requirements as well. And something else, again, which is a bit more flexible, digital case studies, something that's available online for people to see and watch, again, at their own leisure. We also teamed up with CoLab Professional Development. So, as says there, committed to high quality content, online content, and with carefully selected partners. So it can be controlled in terms of the quality of things that are offered. And again, that's looking at things like webinars, on demand and live things like that. And as well as that, when you log in and you've watched or attended an event, you get the opportunity to download a certificate at the end, which you can use towards showing how your CPD record is developed and is evidence based on that. So finally, I just want to finish up on looking at how to thinking about determining personal plans. So again, referring to professional institutions like the CIHT, there's sort of a wealth of information. They've got an online system as well that allows you to manage your CPD in a way that's easy and convenient. So when you're thinking about CPD, obviously you've got to think about scanning what's available out there. There's a huge amount of content now, but it's thinking about what your objectives are and how there's content out there to meet those objectives and help you develop. So you can set your own learning objectives based on that, and then decide what you'd like to achieve, whether that's technical, whether that's soft skills, commercial skills, whatever is relevant to you and how you want to develop. So it's important to identify the right content. As I say, there is a lot of content out there, thinking about events and things that are relevant to you, and again in a time that suits you as well. And then obviously once you've done it, you need to complete it, and then you've got that cyclical process of sort of reviewing, identifying what you need, and then considering objectives and how you develop and move on from that. So that was really it for me, just a brief talk on professional development and how we're thinking about that at ACCO.